Are you
I mean,
saying Adrianah's engaging in sex work activities?
Oh, 100%. Sitting in the cup chair and having her look up BBCs. And so I'm wondering if Cassie was letting these BBC dudes her in the, putting the banana in the tailpipe, if you will. Because why else would you need such a product?
Here he is. Damn, dude. Your setup is looking pretty fly, I must say.
There we go. Sorry, I had a little echo there. Yeah, you know, I take every penny that I get from donations, ad revenue, and I just reinvest it back into the studio, the equipment, all that good stuff. Can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely. Damn, you're looking more professional than me these days. Look at that. Got the little
Oh,
lights and that, or
shit.
whatever it is. Jesus, man.
I'm just trying to upgrade the stream.
No, that's
It,
good.
it eventually get better as time goes on.
Because you're still working like a regular job, right?
Yeah, I am. I don't think I'll be stopping anytime soon. So
That's
it's
wild.
part-time streaming for
So you
me.
just
If I
kind of
could
like
do it full,
invest straight into the stream to make it better. Yeah.
yep, I
Okay.
wish I could do it full time, but the views ain't there. It's not there yet. So, uh-oh, glitching. That's bad.
Yeah, no, sure, no, it's yeah, takes a while to get up there for sure. But you're on the right track, I think, aren't you? Like some of your videos are popping off now.
Um, I believe so. Some of them do, and then some of them don't. I mean, it's just what it is. I just want to. Sometimes I want to just go out there and do other stuff and not just talk about XQC. And when I don't talk
Yeah.
about XQC, everyone, most of my viewership came from me covering XQC's court case. And since I'm not covering that, or I just can't because they block me, when I go to cover something else, it's just the views are just like just not there. So
Sure. Are you doing all the back end YouTube stuff yourself?
yeah, I got like one editor. Shout out to my editor. He's in college,
Okay.
and he helps me when he can. But it's so for the most part, it's a one man show.
Okay. It's just I don't know much. I mean, I just know obviously I've got some connections that know YouTube way better than I do. I'm just wondering if you'd be open to maybe hearing out some advice about how to get some of those other videos up. Would that be useful?
Oh hell yeah! I take all advice. All advice. I take it.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I really, this has turned into a fucking glazing sesh, and the chat are just gonna have to deal with it. But yeah, I think you're doing great work. And in fact, one thing I want to point out that I'm really annoyed on your behalf for is you kind of like broke two stories recently, but because you're so small, you didn't really get any credit for it, right? Do you want to talk a bit about that?
So the Aziland Sniper Wolf story, yeah, I did break it. I broke it, and the crazy thing, I was sitting on that video probably a week before I dropped it, and I was just editing, making it better, and I dropped it. I'm thinking like, all right, this is about to be the one. I was like, Chud is gonna watch it. It's gonna blow up. I clipped Chud. I broke it down. I went deep into it. I did shorts. I put it on Twitter. I pretty much did everything I possibly could as opposed to instead of like paying people or paying for promotion. And then I think it got maybe 1,000 views. And then what? A week or two go by, and then Nerd City's video come out using some of the similar elements and arguments as me. But he had the Aziland interview, which put his video way over the top
Yeah.
because the comparisons have been made for a while, but I don't think anyone broke down like the thumbnails, the dress, and some of the other things between the two. And he got the credit. I mean, it's a great video. I can't hate on his production. His production is way better than mine, or as
And
far as editing.
for those that don't know, what was the kind of baseline thesis of this video that you made that then was covered by Nerd City? The
Uh,
story.
the thesis was Sniper Wolf 34 million subs, Azzyland 13 million subs. But what Sniper Wolf would do is copy Azzy and then accuse Azzy of copying her and post like botched evidence to kind of like support her claims, which I pointed out in the video. And my video in Nerd City did the same thing. And people would just run with it because she had the larger audience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that I felt bad for Azzy, but shit, man, if I would have got 1 million views on a video on that video, oh my goodness. I don't know what I would have done with my life. I probably would be jumping for joy and you know, it probably would have brought up all my videos, but anytime I cover Azzy, I can't crack any good views. Or Sniper Wolf for that matter. So with Sniper Wolf going through her divorce or going through the lawsuit for her channel, it's just really hard for me to break the algorithm. Even if I edit it, even if I don't edit, even if I do shorts, it's just I don't know what am I doing wrong. So
Because the other thing I think that you brought to my attention, at least, and it was the first I'd heard about it, was the idea that Sniper Wolf was monetized on a second channel, so she wasn't really getting punished, right?
oh yeah. You have that element too. That element too. Yeah, I caught it. I think the same day. And what people really don't realize is because of the lawsuit. The lawsuit alerted me that hey, she had these other channels. I looked it up, saw the channel, saw it was still monetized. And additionally, Evan Sausage channel should be demonetized, which is not because they're all under the same company. All of it goes
Right.
to the Channel Red bank account. So it's nothing I can do about that, man.
Sure. I mean, I think what it shows is that, obviously you're on the ground, you've got your ear to the ground, haven't you? So,
I do, but well, maybe a year from now, I have a larger subscriber base, and when I break a story, it actually breaks, and I get credit for it, as opposed to me trying to farm it out to bigger YouTubers to bring credit and give me a shout out.
yeah. Okay, so that's the Glaze session over. Let's talk about how you were totally and utterly wrong about the Adrianah Lee
Oh.
court case.
First off, I wouldn't say I was wrong.
Hmm.
Because early on in my first couple of streams, I said when they brought up the Sear stuff, I made it a point to say, well, if she was not convicted of sexual misconduct and they're saying she was groping him, that is defamatory. But early on in the lawsuit, you are correct. I'm like, this shit's about to get thrown out. I didn't think it had any legs to stand on, especially with the opinion stuff. And then the whole argument was that he only said the groping thing to like 5 people, which happened to be like XQC, Asmongold, and Destiny and Trainwrecks. And that video went on to get millions of views. And next thing you know, other people start running with the hey, she was groping Sear thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the thing is about it is I'm kind of half joking, really, because at first, my first thought when I saw the court case was this seems pretty crazy. I'm sure it will go through somehow. I thought maybe more was going to go through and it would settle. But then when I saw your coverage and I saw that she was losing ground on so much of the like discovery phase situation, right? It just
Mm-hmm.
seemed like she was getting battered from every angle and was losing every single kind of legal angle that she had. But it feels like almost at the last minute, there's one thread that she's able to
That
take through, right?
that the her groping Sear is the last piece of evidence holding on. And the crazy thing is, right, when I was when I'm reading this and she submitted that hey, uh the text message saying that she didn't grope him, I'm like, it's common knowledge, I would say, in the Twitch community that she did. Everyone tells me that no, she did grope him. He just brushed it off. Well, unfortunately, him brushing it off and not holding her quote unquote accountable in the eyes of the judge, who is not on Twitch, who is not privy to any of this lore, says, hey, based on the evidence presented, no groping took place. So I thought Mizkif would involve Sear and have him do like a sworn affidavit saying, no, I was groped by her, because that would have probably swayed the judge to throw everything out. But because you didn't do that, now it's looking like it's going to move forward. Unfortunately, though, she's already going to have to pay out legal fees for OTK and Maya Higa. So with that looming, that could be like a bargaining chip for Mizkif to say, "Hey, I'll take care of all your legal fees," and we walk away like it never happened.
Yeah, because I mean, just to kind of go back to the start a little bit, because I don't know if everyone's followed this. Some people I think are kind of forgotten about all this stuff. But Adrianah Lee essentially took Mizkif, OTK, Maya Higa, Crazy Slick, and Mizkif's business streaming of business to court for defamation, right? And she tried to include all of those people in the suit,
100%.
and right, and the judge, through the legal arguments from the other side, has essentially stripped away elements of that and said, I believe Maya Higa has been dismissed from the case. Have OTK been dismissed from the case?
OTK has been dissed 100% from the case. So has
Right.
Maya
Okay.
Higa. The only
Right.
people who are still in the case is Crazy Slick, Mizkif, and Mizkif Enterprises.
How is crazy? What's Crazy Slick's kind of involvement
I,
now then?
for the life of me, I have no idea why he didn't follow Maya Higa's footsteps. He put a general denial and said he did the what was it, the Rule 91, where it said had no basis in law, and he was dismissed from the torturous business interference and fraud. But he didn't follow through to get off the defamation because technically, Crazy Slick never said anything,
Right. Okay.
and that was Maya Higa's argument.
So what is Crazy Slick in it for? Is it defamation or something, a sexual
He
assault thing?
he
Or
he's still in it for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Jesus, man.
I
And that's confirmed to be going ahead to court, is it?
I would say it's 100% going forward as opposed to it going to court. Who
Oh, to the
knows?
next stage, which I believe is like discovery,
Yep,
unless
they'll
they
set up a
settle.
discovery, expert witnesses, depositions. There's a video I did on Dylan Dennis versus Nina Agdal, which kind of breaks down a typical schedule after everyone agrees that it's going to go forward.
Dude.
This is
Wait,
major, but no one's covered it.
right?
No one
Like
cares.
Mizkif,
Well,
the big, Mizkif and Crazy Slick, and one of the biggest controversies of Twitch of the last few years, and no one's talking about it. No one's covering it.
well,
It's torrential.
everyone is scared to go against OTK. If you on Twitch and you say anything bad about OTK, um, you're gonna be ousted from the community. So, like in the biggest commentary channel would be Charlie or Penguins. He has business with Starforge, so it will probably not be in his best interest to comment on this situation, which has his other business partners, which is Mizkif at the center of it.
Hmm. Do you have any? Do you have like any simplistic information that quickly lays out like the fact that it's going ahead with like more? Just I mean, you don't have to worry about it now. It's just to send to me because I might be able to get it around and see if anyone is interested in talking about it beyond us. Us small guys,
Um, Simplistic. The Even though it's going to go forward, I still doesn't think it's going to do anything major. And the reason being, Adrianah Lee would have to prove malice and economic harm from the situation in court. In court, malice and economic harm. The fact that Mizkif he knew he was making a false statement, which the court of law is going to say, we need someone to corroborate that she groped him. If is Seer going to come forward, right hand to God, yes, she groped me. Probably not.
Well, yeah, because obviously people say all sorts of stuff on the internet, but when you're in a courtroom, there can be legal
Yeah.
consequence if you lie, right?
Not in civil court. In criminal, yes. But
Oh,
here's the thing:
okay.
all the people who were supporting her when she was coming out with this, your train wrecks, XQC Hassan, your boy Hassan, where are they at now? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be. No, they won't even talk on this situation. And XQC, I know he's not going to talk on it. But you would think people like Hassan, who did an interview, hold Mizkif accountable, all the people who farmed it a year ago, no one will even utter it.
Well, the thing is with so Trainwrecks is probably the person I would think of as the biggest advocate for Adrianah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on with him, but I think he's like off streaming and stuff at the moment. The other thing to bear in mind as well is I think that often with these kind of dramas that happen is people just kind of lose interest and move on, and that's it. Like I see where you're coming from, absolutely. And yeah, also people are pointing out in chat as well. I think that maybe Trainwrecks is behind the scenes a bit supporting because she must be getting this money from somewhere.
No, her lawyer is likely probably working on contingency.
Oh, okay. What makes you say that?
Um, because it's a lot of man hours. If you are a lawyer, right, and you want to take on a case, you don't have to divert energy and attention and time from it. You can't just be working for free. So you're probably like, okay, I'm going to take a gamble. If we win, we can get $1 million settlement per se. $1 million settlement on the low end. Let's take that chance because you're not going to put in 80 plus hours with nothing on the back end. It's a gamble, and lawyers can work on contingency. So they will get what 33% of anything that she gets per se. See how it works? Contingency.
Sure. So yeah, you're saying that basically, yeah, I see where you're coming from. So rather than take the money up front, or per hour, they think they're going to benefit much more from taking a percentage of whatever the payout is, and probably from their assessment, it's maybe like looking like an easy settlement case that they're not going to have to proceed down discovery through to the courtroom, etc.
Yeah, at this point, it should be a slam dunk settlement case. I mean, do you want to see Mizkif going through discovery? Does he want to be deposed? Does he want to like submit electronic records, like which would be emails and text messages from his phone or Discord logs? Because everything that's said on Discord can be subpoenaed in court. Don't think like because you delete it, it's gone. And I imagine based on like the LSF stuff that leaked about them controlling the mods, they don't want that shit out there.
God, how? I mean, in your opinion, obviously, just to be clear as well, you're not. This is not legal
I
advice,
am no,
right?
I'm not a lawyer. It's
I'm
not
not a
legal
lawyer.
advice. I just
You're not a lawyer.
covering
We're
these
just.
lawsuits.
You're an investigator, though, aren't you? That's your self-description.
Former
Former investigator. Sorry,
investigator.
sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, former.
But yeah. Anyway, we're just two laymen talking about this because it's fun. Okay. So how extensive, in your opinion, in your uninformed opinion, do you think that they could ask for information for? Like, how much? What would they be looking at exactly?
They will 100% go for depositions of all involved. So Maya Higa will likely get deposed. Crazy Slick would get deposed. Mizkif would get deposed. But depositions don't really bear fruit. The thing that would solidify the case that Adrianah was defamed would be Discord logs, Twitter messages. Could you imagine someone subpoenaing Mizkif's Twitter DMs, which looks to be like his main form of communication, to see if it was
Jesus.
like conspired to blacklist Adrianah Lee? That would be major. And guess what? All that shit becomes public record. And who covers public records? I cover public records. So it would be, I would blast it everywhere. They'd be like, oh, I mean, this is what it is. Now, here's the thing. I know people think that me and you hate Mizkif or whatever. I really don't care either way. If he's victorious, I'll report it. If he loses, I'll report it. If it's settled, I'll report it. I'm going to report it either way.
Sure. I think that there's people like Bo. Do you know who Bo Blacks is?
I now know who Boblex is, who may have a thing against Mizkif.
Exactly what I'm getting at, right? So he absolutely despises Mizkif. Okay, I think that
Mm-hmm.
what it is, and Bo Blacks, if you're listening to this, thank you for your very good video about the Dark Viper situation. Okay, I appreciate that. But I must say, you're extremely autistic, and I feel like he is like kind of got this kind of obsession with the Mizkif stuff. Like, I get it. I get that. I think Mizkif did some shady stuff, but he is like very like, oh, Mizkif, and he like tweeted out, I think, about your reporting of talking about this, and he was like, look at this, and he was talking about the Mizkif stuff. It's quite clear he fucking despises the guy, and he thinks he did some like terrible rape cover up thing, right?
Yeah, but Boblex does serve a good purpose because he has a large enough platform where he could bring attention to this. Whereas like me tweeting about it, nothing. Crickets. He tweets about it, it's going to get a ton of engagement. and just spread the word of what's going on.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I've got someone in chats here. Freeman is saying it's because he loves Adrianah. She was nice to him once. Autism fervor. So I don't know.
I mean, speaking of Adrianah, maybe I know she's doing personal request videos for $500 with or without face, and with or without a toy. And I had the video, and I just chose not to put it out there, and text messages to confirm. So she may be down bad, you know.
Are you
I mean,
saying
sitting.
Adriana's engaging in sex work activities?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. I mean, it's what is it, Fansly or Passes? I I don't know what the is it Fansly or one of those sites.
Well,
There's a video out
for
there.
God's sake, Henry, tell me what it is, just so I know where not to go. Tell me where is it exactly? Exactly. I
It's
need the link.
Passes. It's Passes. If you give her $500, she will take a toy and do whatever you want with it,
Oh my
with
God.
or without face. That
Okay,
was the
that's
video I saw, and the text message is confirmed. Allegedly, you want me to put allegedly out there? Allegedly.
no. I just genuinely, because obviously there are people in the online arena that do sex work and stuff, and obviously it's fun to joke about it, but yeah, it's a bit not. I couldn't imagine like I talk about someone and then goon to them later. That's a very weird concept to me. But hey, guys, if you're into it, I'm sure Adriana could do with the money. So good luck. Get
I
yourself out
mean,
there, okay?
doesn't Amaranth do the same thing?
I actually had someone on. Oh no, I got an email or communication about Amaranth or a Reddit post I saw. But what Amaranth does is she fakes like hardcore scenes. So she uses a plastic dick to fake hardcore scenes. And this
Oh
review
man.
was like pointing out how it was all like fake and bullshit, and she would charge money for like hardcore X, Y, and Z, and then it was a plastic cock, and they were very disappointed with it. So yeah,
Mm.
I think that obviously don't know what Adrianah Lee is or isn't getting up to, but I think that some of these creators do like they sell it on more than what it is, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%. But it's rumored that some guy has spent $5,000 with Adrianah Lee and getting these videos. So that's 10 films. Look, it's just rumors. I didn't. Sometimes what happens with me is people will send me information, and I'm
Right.
talking like huge content creators will say, "Hey, this is going on. Can you do something about it? Can you look into it further?" Because it would look crazy if it came out from them, but if it comes out from me, it looks better. You see how I get used, and I don't mind being used. And I appreciate the content creators who reach out to me with breaking news and information, and the trust that's been built. I appreciate that, but that's what happens, and I only put out probably about 10% of what I receive, because most of it's hit pieces. Like, oh, here's Chud at some club at night doing a freak off party with Diddy. I saw him go in the room. you know,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
sure. I
it's
mean,
stuff like that.
yeah, I find that happens as well, but it's not with like even necessarily these bigger creators. Someone will send me a message and it's like, oh, this random Discord glup shitter has done some crazy stuff, and most of the time I'm like, well, I literally couldn't care less about this. They're not going to know who they are, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
there's sometimes where there's some stuff that comes up that's just funny to talk about, or maybe there is something that's worth just getting out there. But
Look, I have two things cooking. One big thing on Sniper Wolf, and one big thing on Ray Nat, who who's getting sued for $5 million for not putting out a game, and he took in like 30 million from investors. So I just have to. I gotta edit it because the person who gave me the Ray Nat stuff, he wants to be anonymous, so I have to like alter his voice and make sure
God,
nothing slips
wow.
through. But yeah, it's coming. Maybe next week.
Okay, I'm not familiar with this Reynad character, but I'm looking forward to the video. Um, I'll do my best to get it out there. Um, okay, so the final thing I guess I'd say with the Adriana Lee thing is maybe this is why you didn't put it out. What relevance is it that she's doing sex work? Do you think in this case?
None, none
Okay,
whatsoever. So
yeah, yeah,
what
sure.
happens is it's people who support Miz who want to slander or make or not even necessarily defame, because I don't think she's shy about it. She talked about it in a live stream, but to paint Adrianah in a negative light. And I think both you and I agree what happened to her was wrong. And but it's just the lawsuit going after OTK, Maya Higa, the defamation thing. A lot of people were murky on, but that one statement slipped through, and we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree. You know, I do think that when I looked at the court case, it did some of it did seem excessive, but yeah, well, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to your coverage, mate. Now
Thanks.
we've actually done more glazing on that. Let's talk about your absolutely retarded comment in regards to the P Diddy case.
Whoa, whoa, what retarded comment? You know, here you go, insulting my intelligence.
No. To be honest with you, you know, I could see where you're coming from. I just thought you were being a bit too conclusive. It's kind of splitting hairs, really. But I'll just ask you, just to get a conversation. What do you think of the P Diddy situation? What's your thoughts on it all?
Oh, there was absolutely some truth to it. Absolutely, 100%
Okay.
some truth. Now, I was reading the lawsuit last night. He was kicking her in the car. She runs out the car, and next thing you know, he's kicking her in the face as she's running. I thought that was some embellishment right there. Like how just for a second, everyone imagine you're running, right? You're like, oh, trying to get away from this guy who's beating me. You turn around and you catch a foot to the face. This is according to the court documents that she submitted. How is that possible? Because he would have to be winding the kick up, anticipating her turning around to make that connection. So I mean, it's things like that. But the goddamn P Diddy fucking freak off parties, um, he settled. So
I
there's
mean,
that.
yeah, it sounds like we kind of more or less agree, I think, but settling so quickly is a sign that there's probably some truth in there because
Some truth.
why would you want question marks over the insane claims that were made? Like that
But
seems a bit
the damage is done. If you get an
right,
interview
yeah.
with Diddy tomorrow, people are gonna ask him, hey, so what about them freak off parties? Now, granted, she probably signed an NDA. He can't talk about her. She can't talk about him. But hey, Diddy, have you ever sat in a cup chair and watched, someone you were romantically involved with, and you pleasured yourself? Like, can you confirm or deny that shit?
Mm.
You
Well,
would think like a person like Diddy wouldn't be on some sneako cuck type shit, but here we are. Here we are.
sure. People are saying that you've changed your mind on this, or you were more certain yesterday. I think when you came into my chat, you said something like she was after money.
And she
Um,
was it. She was still look okay. Okay, let me not get riled up. She is
that's
a one
fine.
hundred percent after 100% after money. She didn't go to the goddamn police like all of Bill Cosby victims. She went to the civil court, filed a civil lawsuit, and now other women who are supporting her in her plight and her speaking up, are calling her out and saying you chose money as opposed to holding him accountable.
Yeah, no, sure. That's what I said about it when I found out about the settlement. I think this is kind of splitting hairs, really, because a lot more has happened. But I think the issue I had with what you said, a mild issue, was that you had said like, oh, she was definitely after money based on what the lawyer had said, and I thought, well, lawyers always say that they're reaching out for money, and is there any proof of that? But now I
Mm-hmm.
think that there is obviously proof that yeah, she's taken a settlement. Why would you take a settlement? You know, when you could take it further and take it all the way. Like that
Yeah,
seems a bit shady to me.
she could have brought down his whole empire or his whole image, basically, not the empire, but his image 100%. If she would have just stood on her principle and said, "Hey, no, I'm going to go forward with this."
Yeah. Someone in chat has mentioned in a comment though that I do think's worth thinking about because in the lawsuit she said she didn't go to okay, maybe it's even past the statute of limitations. I don't know. But she didn't go to the lawsuit years ago, didn't go to the police years ago because she was worried because P. Diddy was such a powerful, influential figure.
No, she didn't go to the police years ago because she was still enjoying the benefits from the life. She was still, at parties, and I hate the argument of the I was scared to speak out because he was so powerful and nothing would happen. So why are you not speaking out now? He's even more powerful now.
Mm. I guess it's because in her mind, and I'm this is devil's advocate more than anything else because I do somewhat agree with you. But in her mind, she's thinking, "I've gotten away from this guy now. so I'm safe to speak out. His connections and stuff can't really hurt me in the same way as before.
She's not in the music industry anymore. She's retired. I think she ended up marrying his trainer. She can still be touched, but it would look bad now that she brought attention to it. Could you imagine? She brings this lawsuit up about, and then 48 hours later she's missing, or she's found lifeless in a bathtub. Could you imagine how crazy that would look? So now she's somewhat protected, but he still could have got to her if he wanted to, and make her life challenging.
Okay. Yeah, no, sure. I think it's one of those situations because and I'm glad you've come to this sort of conclusion with it too, because I think some people are going to instantly assume, well, she was just after money, but not follow that thought process through, which is, but also he's settling very quickly because he doesn't want to fucking get more attention on this, right?
Because he would have to respond to every allegation and admit or deny it and say if it was consensual or not. So yes, she consented to me sitting in the cuck chair and having her look up BBCs. And we did this multiple times on her birthday. It was consensual.
Well,
He's not gonna do that shit.
I thought what would be good with this is I've got some of my favorite excerpts from the court case. I just wanted to read them to you, and you could just give me your thoughts on what I read. Okay.
All right.
So, first of all, this is primarily from the sex trafficking bit because that was the funniest part.
That was the funniest part.
Okay. Within a few months of beginning a romantic relationship with 40-year-old Mr. Combs, the 22-year-old Miss Ventura felt beholden to his whims and demands. While in New York City, Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he wanted to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism. Mr. Combs said it would turn him on if he saw Miss Ventura with another dick. So what are your thoughts on that?
He's a cuck. This is cuck, but put some CLMs in the goddamn the chat, all right? Cuck lives matter. And for the life of me, you know what happens, right? When you're so rich and you've done it all, you've had threesomes, you have foursomes, fivesomes, you just got to keep revving that shit up. And what will rev it up more than seeing the BBC destroy the love of your life, and while you pleasure yourself to it? He's just into some freaky shit. People in my chat said he was reading Rainbow for doing this stuff. But look, at the end of the day, she's not a victim. She volunteered for the shit. At any point in time, she could have left, but she chose not to. She's on that adept bullshit, talking about she's a victim, but she is not a victim.
Okay. Let's continue the reading. I want to interrogate the victim thing a bit more because maybe there's some disagreement there, but I want to keep this light and breezy for the moment. Okay. So Mr. Combs began to call the arrangement a freak off. Okay. He would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura at random moments that he wanted a freak off, and Miss Ventura was eventually expected to facilitate the location and hiring of male sex workers.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Diddy is a progressive man. He believes in her body, her choice. Who would be better suited to pick out the BBC than the person who's going to receive the BBC? You see how it's going?
Okay.
Like, because he could have been like, okay, we gonna bring Jason Love through, who destroyed Lena the Plug, and I hope you ready. You know what I'm saying? That would have been like a case of like, holy shit, Diddy. Like, her body, her choice. At least let her pick out the guy, for crying out loud. Okay. Like, let's be fair here.
Okay, so this one, we're going to get a little bit racial. Okay, so let's try and we'll try and keep moving forward through this. Oh. We've got to go here, I'm afraid, Henry. Okay.
Oh, so, let's go.
Right. Miss Ventura was eventually instructed to use websites and escort services to find male sex workers to participate in the FOs, freak-offs. Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura to search for large black penises on the website. Okay.
Now, look, here, I'm going to defend Diddy, right? I'm going to defend Diddy. We've all watched Prom before, right? We've all watched it. When you type in the shit you looking up for, right? You're going to look up something that looks similar to you for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if he's black, he wants to see, he wants to pleasure himself to, black people, doing it together. I imagine when Chud looks it up, he's not looking for interracial, or maybe he is, the one-sided interracial, You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, when you type it in, I'm not look guys, I'm sorry. I'm black. I've looked at prawn. I typically watch, the guy is black in my videos all the time. All
What
the
color
time.
is the woman?
It varies. I'm on the spectrum. It depends on what mood I'm in. She could be Latina, she could be white, black,
Okay. I think here's the truth of it, okay? And this is obviously a bit awkward, but let's say it how it is,
Yeah.
okay? I can imagine a lot of the time, unless a black person has got quite specific fetishes, they probably are the black man fucking, so they want to see themselves fucking a black woman, a white woman, an Asian woman, etc. I think for white guys a lot of the time, not me, I don't even look at porn because I'm innocent, okay? But for white guys a lot of the time, sometimes it's like they'll do white guy fucking whatever woman, but then sometimes they want to see the BBC. So they'll go like, white woman gets fucked by black guy, and they get some sort of perverse pleasure out of a black man doing the business. Do you see what I mean? You probably don't
Oh
have that
yeah,
in the same
yeah.
way. Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there are fetishes out there like that. You want to see something that you can never have or never will get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But the thing is, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. I just can't imagine in the black community, unless that's probably more of a niche fetish where it's like, I want to see a white guy dick down a girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that like a common thing?
probably right. You probably got some black dudes who want to see someone who look like they fucking wife get decimated on some slave master role play type shit. you know, like I mean, if you think about it, I mean, these are my raw thoughts. I'm like, you, come on. You
Sure,
don't think
okay.
like
But that's more.
they
But the
fuck?
thing is, I think that to me that would be more niche. Whereas like BBC and white girl with a big black guy is more of like a normalized
Oh
sexuality
yeah,
thing, right?
that it's a natural order. You know. I mean, I
Okay.
mean, people think I'm joking, but I'm like, yo, this shit. It is what it is. I mean, Kanye West said it first, and when he get on, he gonna leave your ass for a white girl.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Right. The other thing from this, there's a couple more comments here. I think that's very important to get into here. So basically, it says here that Combs required Miss Ventura and his staff to help make the arrangements. And Mr. Combs' assistants would help to set up the FOs, including by setting up the hotel suites with a baby oil and Astroglide.
Now, look, all consenting adults who have some experience with women, what is Astroglide used for? The first two words give it away. So now I
Is it
have to look at
anal? Is it anal?
yes,
Okay.
100% anal. So I'm wondering if Cassie was letting these BBC dudes rail her in the back door, putting the banana in the tailpipe, if you will. Because why else would you need
Oh,
such a product that was literally made and marketed? It was made and marketed to men on
okay.
man action. So if we have a woman with a man, you like, oh, she getting stretched. Or you know what would have been crazier
What?
if if she would have said Diddy engaged in some of the play and he
Right.
was getting the Will Smith treatment.
What's
That
the
would have been
Will Smith
crazier.
treatment?
Oh, you didn't hear the Will Smith story?
No, what's that?
Oh, his friend was looking for him, right? He was on some set of some movie, and like, where's Will Smith? Where's Will Smith? And he's like, I'm trying to find him. I'm trying to find him. And he pop into Will Smith's trailer, and Will Smith is grabbing his ankles, and Dwayne Martin is behind him going to Pound Town. You didn't hear this? This was big news because this was like in the realm of defamation. Will
Okay.
Smith, obviously denied getting railed, getting backdoor action, but his security staff or whatever his friends like, yeah, he was getting railed. He was getting fucked. He was getting. I think his words was destroyed.
Okay, so you're saying that, well, apparently there's rumors that P. Diddy has been into some of the buy stuff, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people. There are rumors. 50 Cent is notoriously for calling out Diddy for being on the suspect shit.
Gotcha.
Notorious.
Okay.
Um, but it's out there. You see videos of I think what was it, Puff Puff Land or something, whatever he called it. Like the Neverland Ranch. With Michael Jackson, the Puff Puff Land. It was some weird shit. I saw the video.
Okay, and the final part that I think is really important to go over, I'll just read this in full, and then you can give your thoughts on this final aspect. So, Miss Ventura was required to dress up in lingerie for a freak off, and Mr. Combs insisted she wear white nail polish to contrast her nails with the skin of the black men he had to have sex with her. During the freak off, Mr. Combs would instruct Miss Ventura to pour excessive amounts of oil over herself. The final point here. Mr. Combs would then instruct Miss Ventura and the sex workers to speak to each other, and then would specifically tell Miss Ventura where to touch the sex workers. Mr. Combs would say things like, grab that big black dick, and ask her how does it feel as he directed her to perform for him.
Okay, Diddy moonlights as a prawn set director. Okay? And 100%, right? There's nothing. Me, I love a woman who has white nail polish. The contrast is crazy. You like think about this, right? Think about this, right? You in the room.
Okay.
Now you can do this too. You can do this too with all color women can do this, right? You in a room, you drop the lights down low. All you see is fucking white nail, you know what I'm saying? You see the white nails? You see eyes? You like, holy shit. That shit is like a turn on. You like, oh yeah, this is what it is. Like no, he's trying to get his prawn directing shit on. So the thing that you probably missed or you didn't bring up is the fact that he would fucking record it. He was recording this shit.
True.
If you go to the lawsuit, he was like, no, let me set up the camera in the corner. He's off corner, pleasuring himself. And he's probably like, hey, cut. I want you to talk to him like this. I want you to say, guy, I need you to say, how does it feel? You need to say, yeah, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, end scene, let's go. Action and shit. You know, he back in the chair and shit. But no, it's just weird shit, man. Like, I don't even think it's weird. Because if you go on prawn sites, you'll see cuck shit like this happening. But it's usually, you know, a white woman getting railed by a black guy, and the husband is like, how's it feel, baby? You know, some shit like that. So it's not out of the norm. It's just the fact that his business is out in the fucking open like this. And he ain't denying it. He's settled.
Sure. So the thing is, I think I've got some agreement. This idea that she's a victim throughout the entire thing. And that's why I find this whole story so funny, is because the idea she was like doing these crazy sex scenes with no, like she was forced to be there. I don't know. That seems a bit excessive to me.
100% excessive. How are you a victim for 10 years? You had no way to get out at 10 years and you keep saying, oh, they kept coming back and they wouldn't release my single. Shit like that. You go to the police, you're out day one. Day one. Hey, I was great. You're out.
Maybe with Me Too, but back in those, I mean, we're talking like the early 2000s, 2010s, like there was less of a sort of chance of that, I think, maybe. Like, I feel like this analysis is based in the Me Too era when it's a lot more accepted that celebrities do wacky shit and there's more support for them. But, you know, previous to that, I mean, that was the era of like, Jimmy Savile, say. Like, Jimmy Savile was preying on people and it was sort of covered up because it was convenient to do so. Whilst I'm saying that not all of that is true, I don't think, and some of it's embellished, maybe some of the beatings or perhaps some of the rape, there may be some truth to that, surely.
Maybe some truth to it. But it ultimately just sounds like she just removed consent. And if you think about the relationship, she was with him for over a decade, right? She never got married. She never got kids. In most women's eyes, he wasted her time. And she wants to be compensated for her time being wasted. And this is her compensation. This is her severance package. She can't collect alimony. She can't collect child support. She can't take half his company. Lawsuits are the new divorce because men are not getting married. So how else can you get to a man's money? Well, I'm going to sue my ex-boyfriend. And she's not the first woman to sue her ex-boyfriend, and she won't be the last. Because now, right? Now that he's settled with her, every other girl is about to fucking come out the woodwork who don't got some NDA, alleged sexual assault, and hope for him to pay her out. Because she set the tone.
Sure, but then that's on him for not fighting it as well, right?
Oh, 100%. But he couldn't fight it because he don't want to admit to that shit. Because, okay, let's just say it comes to trial, right? And a fucking freak off video comes to light. She got one. She saved one as proof. Now he's fucked. I mean, he's already fucked royally now because, bruh, like everyone's going to want to know about the freak off session. He's going to be hiding for about a year.
Yeah, I think the problem with these cases is it's always the way that I think I think I see a different version of pre-Me Too era as being a lot harder for women to come forward, and you are more like skeptical of that, you know? And I think the unfortunate thing in this case is obviously because it's settled, we're probably never going to find out exactly what happened. So I just try and find the funny parts and laugh at it, really. That's my kind of main goal.
No, some dude with some BBC is gonna fucking come out and be like, "Yes, I was at the freak off parties."
Oh,
Somebody's gonna
okay.
come out. At some point, someone is going to corroborate her story and say, "Yeah, I was there," and they'll probably say it was consensual. They won't say, "Oh, they raped her." She wasn't trembling. She selected me off BBC.com. So it's going to come out. Trust me. Just give it time.
So the only other kind of thing I thought was interesting is there was a slow kind of bit of this yesterday, but maybe a bit of a confirmation of some elements of the story, like the kid Cudi. Cudi?
Kid Cudi. Kid
Kid
Cudi.
Cudi. I always say that wrong. Okay, sorry.
When you
I'm
say
white.
cutie, I'm
I'm
like,
white. Okay.
Kid
But
Cudi,
Kid
Mr. Day and
Cudi.
Night.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that track. Yeah, banger. Anyway, apparently, P Diddy blew his car up, and according to the document,
Easy. Yeah. According to the document. Allegedly.
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 Okay, but then people came out, not to say it's definitive, but I believe one of kids people came out and said that there was truth to that. And there's
Oh yeah.
a tweet from 2014 from some music journalist, writes for NPR or something. They also said at 2014 that that's what had happened, according to rumors.
Here's the thing. Back in the yeah, could Diddy get someone's car blown up? Yeah. Could Diddy tombstone somebody? Yeah. But he wouldn't. Did he probably have some hand in the car blowing up? Sure, it could have. It very much could have been. But did he? I think the car was just to send a message, not to. He didn't want to kill Kid Cudi. He didn't want to kill Cassie. And it was done what looks to be in a controlled environment where the car was confirmed empty, the shit blow up, leave my girl alone. I mean, that was his MO. He was a jealous, well, the court documents paint him as to be jealous and controlling. Now, the bigger question that no one is asking is his current girlfriend, Young Miami, engaged in these freak off parties? Because they have a bit of an open relationship, the relationship that all women want these days. No strings attached, sex, and you're cared for life.
Okay. I think we kind of that's everything I wanted to talk about, to be honest with you. So
All
yeah,
right.
unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about. Any questions from chat, maybe? Chuck some
Any
questions in there.
questions? All women, dude, stop. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here we go with the I told men what to bury their gold and hide your money. And people like, no, we don't need to do that. And here you go. Y'all better watch out for your fucking ex-girlfriends come out the woodwork with lawsuits talking about you raped them. You better get like proof of consent. That's all I'm saying. Look, people know bury that shit. I don't think if y'all got questions, what would they say? How much did Chud pay you to join him? Oh my goodness. Me and Chud never did a freak off party. Gentle whale. In your comments.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing them coming through now. Okay, here we go. Who would win a fight between Goku and Superman?
Goku. Easy, hands down, right? Is that a better question would be who would win a fight between like Superman and Omni-Man or Superman and Homelander? Those would be like better questions. But
Okay. Any serious questions about what we've spoken about? P Diddy, Adrianah
P
Lee,
Diddy,
anything at all?
I think I'm Aziland stuff is not over. It's likely going to be more stuff that come out. Just giving y'all like my own personal opinion. So, do I believe JF's point that all women naturally crack whores? What the fuck? Your audience is wild with the questions, man.
Yeah, I don't know, Matt. It
Wow.
doesn't seem like they've got much to say, to be honest. Okay, can we ask something about what we've spoken about, not just meme questions? Here we go. No, if P. Diddy obliged Henry a million to diddle his donga, would he oblige? Okay, that's stupid.
No. No.
Who would win in
no.
a fight between Sniper Wolf and Pokemon?
Ooh, Sniper Wolf. Pokimane just so. I mean, I know she. Are y'all gonna buy her cookies that are not a ripoff of the 9.99 version? Probably so, maybe. But Sniper Wolf is vicious, man. Like she would fuck y'all up. You know, just think about her history, not her current image. Think about her history, where she came from. She came from the bottom, and oh man, Sniper Wolf. Like, here's the thing, right? If you go back in Sniper Wolf's videos, you would see her downplaying fucking OnlyFans and talking about how all these women are going to be on OnlyFans fapping for money. Look at her fucking sister. What is she doing? OnlyFans, getting men to donate to her to make fucking videos. That video is probably gonna come out soon at some point too. But it's just time.
Okay, so guys, I'm not asking about sexual questions. Okay, that's stupid. Okay. Okay, this is from Stylo. What do you make of Chud Logic role playing as a homosexual black cuck and then later role playing as a posed up white boy getting redacted by Muslims? Okay, that's a meme question as well, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Right, okay. Um
Yes, I saw the Diddy might be gay, guys. I hate to say it, or bisexual. He's done, like, if you go through like his past interviews and look at some of his stuff, like the Drink Champs episode where he was calling the host daddy. Like, no, I like it when you do that, daddy. Like, yo, what the, like, hey, I don't want to do none of my soundboard stuff. But yeah, it is horrible. And I heard you say the soundboard's growing on you. What's up with that, Chad? Remember, a
yes,
couple
the
months ago, you
soundboard
was
is
like,
good.
I hate the soundboard. I hate it. It's just too much. And now you've come on over to the dark side. You're transitioning. It will grow on you if you give it time. It'll grow on you. And my audience know about the soundboard, and they'll request certain sounds at certain times.
Yeah, I think that I've got the Don DeMarco. That's probably my
Oh,
my favorite,
um, you
which is
you got to
obviously a
you got
fresh and fit meme.
you got to get like the adept one, the city girls down bad. This one right here. Hold on. That one is probably one of my favorites. That one, a lot of people like that when they love the "You're Not a Victim" one. It, all good stuff, man. All good stuff. But any more questions, guys? I got to, my daughter's got ballet today.
Yeah, sure. I know you didn't have like loads of time today, so okay. I guess one question that
Oh,
is more relevant. Oh, sorry, go on.
my ex-wife has filed to reopen the divorce. I meant to tell you that.
Oh, what does that mean?
So, she was like, "Hey, I want $50,000 in hand, or I'm going to reopen the divorce because the nature of our settlement was she gets paid out of my retirement. Unfortunately, she can't get money out of my retirement until I retire." And, I thought her lawyer was aware of this. Everyone was on board with it. We all signed. And, she was looking at a nice size of money, like 128,000 or whatever. And what happens is that money just grows with interest. So about 3 weeks ago, she was like, I need $50,000 or I am going to reopen the divorce. And I didn't, lo and behold, I didn't give her $50,000. So she filed to reopen the divorce.
Okay, damn.
Women want money. I keep telling you.
So
Hit
she's
us.
what's your chances? Are you on a good standing, or what's going on with that?
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. She's broke, She hit me with this. She hit me with that and then said, "Hey, I want the 50,000 because what I anticipate is she borrowed money for to cover her legal fees. And now, oh, y'all can't hear anything? Damn. Oh, because it's whatchamacallit. It doesn't matter. Um, she borrowed money for her legal fees and it didn't work out that she was getting paid after divorce. So now she needs me to cover her legal fees and pay back whoever she borrowed money for. So hopefully the judge rules in my favor, but there's no guarantee. Even my lawyer is like, this can go either way, which fucking sucks. That's why I keep telling men, stop getting married. But be like Chud, never get married. That's
Solid advice. Solid advice. I mean, I don't know, man. Obviously, I think we don't always see eye to eye on everything, but it's always great to have you on. The only other thing I wanted to ask about, because someone asked about it, did you follow this Hassan Willie Mack show debate?
Man, fucking Hassan got ether. He got destroyed. And no one cares. Only, the only two people who really brought it up, you and Destiny. You and Destiny pointed it out. Other than that, it just falls, man. I wish coverage was fair across the board, but it's just not. It's just not. Only a couple people care about it. And shout out to my audience. A lot of people saying they're never getting married. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm being told in my chat that apparently, I don't know if you followed this, I'm being very selfish and making it about me, but apparently Dark Viper, who tried and failed to DMCA.
Yeah, he failed massively.
Copyright strike me, has just responded on Twitter to the drama after, I believe, a week of not posting anything. So I was just wondering if you had any quick takes on that before we wrap this up.
The people who do the fake DMCA strikes because they don't like what you say are pussies. And I'm happy you were victorious.
Well, wait. To be fair, listen, because I'm an honorable man, I'm going to give credit to my enemies, okay?
Okay, all right, go ahead.
But from Dark Viper's perspective, he believes that my video does not fall under fair use. So he believes, or his public statement is that he is doing it for the right reasons because I've broken his copyright and broken his IP.
Is he going to take you to court for it?
Well, he threatened to take me to court, but I don't know if he's going to now. That's what he threatened in the copyright claim that he sent through.
He's not going to do it. Unfortunately, sometimes these people be cloud chasing. Sniper Wolf did the same thing to a lot of people. And hopefully what happens ultimately from some of the bigger people in the industry I've heard from, maybe you're not the only person, but if he continues to do it, like YouTube is aware of people abusing the system. So hopefully you're the last person he tries to go after under his, it's not transformative. And I've seen you cover plenty of topics. You're not just letting the shit play. You're pausing it, you're interjecting, you're looking up stuff in between. No issues right there, but
I see where you're coming from, but the thing is, I don't think it was clout chasing necessarily even because Destiny, who's a much bigger creator than me, also reacted in a way that he would undoubtedly think is against his copyright, but he didn't choose to DMCA him. He, in fact, tried to debate him. But with me, for some reason, he didn't do that, and he just tried to fucking DMCA the content, even though... Sorry, go on.
Let's be honest, right? You do anything with Destiny, you're going to get views. He does anything with... He's punching... He rather punch down than punch up. You see what I'm saying? Most people punch down. You don't punch up. You don't go after a Destiny because you'll get shot down. His audience will attack your channel. It'll be fucking gay. It'll be GG before you know it. Going after Chud, I mean, you haven't radicalized your audience yet. So once you radicalize them and then start weaponizing them to attack channels, like maybe like some of these other creators, then maybe people will think twice about it.
Well, the thing is, I mean, that would be, I'm not really all about, I'm not about that life. But I think the thing is I do think that he could send a message and, shit on like a smaller creator and not have any blowback from it. But obviously, unfortunately, I
100%
went a bit
100%.
ballistic.
100%. And big creators do it all the time. I mean, Sniper Wolf did it to a bunch of smaller channels, destroyed these women's channels. And it's a video coming out about one woman she went after and lost. And she just kind of moved on. Shout out to Daisy Michelle.
Okay.
Any questions y'all got for Chud before I get out of here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll answer any questions.
From my audience, because
your misogynist audience.
My audience is not misogynistic. We have a couple tenets over here. We don't believe in marriage. We don't do cohabitation. And we don't what's the third one, y'all? No marriage. Oh, no kids without a surrogate. That's the thing. I don't think anyone got any questions for you, man. But anyone going once, going twice, going 3 times, nothing. All right, well, Chud, man, thank you. Whoa.
Pleasure.
Pleasure as always. My audience is not racist or misogynistic, gentle whale. Is that fucking adept back there with that gentle whale? Anyway, stick around, audience. I'll talk to you guys for a minute. Thank you, Chud.
Thank you. Pleasure.
As always.
Good to speak to you.
Peace. Thank you.
Catch you later. Bye-bye.